Okay, welcome everybody. I'd like to present you with Joe LaRosa, speaking for Rosa Holdings Corporation.
Thank you very much. Appreciate everyone's time here today. So the slide deck that you're going to see here this afternoon is also going to be available for you on LRHC. So if you want to take a look at that website later on, please feel free to go ahead and visit there. So I'll tell you a little bit about who we are. So we are a agent-centric real estate company. And that is a term that is used very loosely nowadays. So really our focus has been to actually define what it is to be agent-centric. So we were originally based in Florida. We now have offices throughout the United States. As you'll see here in a couple of the future slides, we have locations pretty much across the United States in multiple states, and we're also now expanding into new territories as well. So to give you an idea kind of how we built our company, we launched in 2011 in the state of Florida. We've grown to now over 2,500 agents throughout the United States, always focusing on two things, focusing on what are the needs of our consumers, and of course, what are also the needs of agents. And again, to define what it is to be agent-centric, that's always been one of our main focuses. So what we have been able to do over the years and really has allowed us to grow from where we are now today from when we first launched back in 2011, we really decided to really not invent the 100% commission model, but to find a way to disrupt it. We find a way to really add value and again, to define what it is to be agent-centric. So our main core commission model is a 100% commission model where agents will pay a monthly subscription, they'll pay an annual fee, and they'll pay a flat fee per transaction. Now that's only one way that we're able to generate revenue at La Rosa, and you'll hear more about the other ways that we can do so here in a few of our slides coming up. We've also developed our own self-proprietary technology that you hear about as well today. And again, what makes us different is that we've really created what's a one-stop shop. And so with our holding company, that's the company that went public back in October, we did include a few of our ancillary services. And now the plan is for the second half of 2024 and beyond to actually include a few more of our ancillary services. So, and again, what also separates us from really all the other real estate companies out there today, even the ones that are trying to say that they're very agent-centric, is that we're trying to create an opportunity for agents to generate multiple streams of revenue. We're not just focused on agents selling an actual real estate transaction, we're creating other opportunities for them, and you'll hear about that here in a few moments. So to give you an idea of kind of our numbers, so that at the end of year in 23, we had 2,470 was our agent count. Today we're over about 25 plus 100 agents. We did about $2.7 billion in total sales, 7,500 transactions, 37 offices right now across the United States. And again, we're located in 7 states and an unincorporated territory, which is Puerto Rico. So this is a unique slide right here, and I really want you to kind of just pay attention to this, because what we did with La Rosa, we actually franchised our model back in 2018 and 19. And since we've gone public now in October, we're in the process now of actually defranchising. So we're actually reacquiring our franchisees. Since the IPO, we've actually now acquired 10 of them, and that's actually has bolstered our financials. When we first launched our IPO back in October, our top line revenue was about $26 million. Today, we're north of about $60 million with all of the acquisitions that we've done so far, and the projected path that we are on right now. By the time we exit 24, we'll be at probably over $100 million in total revenue. So as you can see here, we have our main core business has been based in Florida. We've expanded into California, Georgia, New York, South Carolina, Texas, and of course, Puerto Rico. Some of the awards that we won over the years, being a top workplace, we were actually in 5 years, from 2011 to 2016, we were able to get the ranking of becoming a top 75 real estate company in the United States. And we've also won multiple awards, both at the local level and state level here in Florida, being a top office. I think we actually ranked in the top 10 within 5 years in the state of Florida. So to give you an idea, kind of the breakdown of what we have underneath our holding company. So as you can see up here, we have La Rosa Realty, which is on the far left, which is the main core business. We have La Rosa Coaching, which is another revenue source for us. We have La Rosa Commercial, which is our CRE, which is another revenue source for us as well. Property management, and then franchising. And down below, you'll see all the acquisitions that we've done so far, with the only one being Texas that we've actually opened up as our own corporate-owned office in Houston, Texas. So the plan is now, since we're now in the process of defranchising, as I said, we've actually locked up about another half a dozen franchisees that we're looking to acquire here towards the second half of this year, plus some additional other ancillary services. So I did not include our title insurance company, our mortgage brokerage, or our homeowners insurance, but we're looking to close on those here over the next 6 to 12 months. We've also locked up in an LOI a small real estate fund that has had phenomenal financials over the last several years that we'll be now acquiring and having it fall within our portfolio. And we also have a small lead program that we're now looking to go ahead and actually now have joined forces with us in our actual holding company. So this slide here will give you an example of why we feel we've always been a disruptor in the marketplace. So as you can see here, we've been able to stand out over the last couple of years, especially with a slower market and less transactions closing. Our model, typically at being 100%, stands out, and we actually have been able to attract more agents. Because of the 100% commission model, as you can imagine, agents that went from closing maybe 20 transactions in 2022 to maybe only closing 12 in 23, they want to find a way to keep more of their commissions, right? So they're looking for a place that can offer 100% commission. When they come to La Rosa and find out that we offer all of the bells and whistles, right? All of the additional value that typically they'd have to give up 30 and 40% of their commissions for, they're going to get that basically at La Rosa for 100%. So as I mentioned, our 100% commission model is not the only revenue source for us. We've been able to generate revenue from our CRE, commercial real estate, which is more of a traditional split. We'll go from a 90-10, even as low as to a 70-30. We have our property management, which allows for our agents to actually manage properties through our property management company. So we'll collect a flat fee per property. Franchising, which is what allowed us to expand across the United States. We do collect a 10% gross royalty fee on all of our franchises. And then, of course, La Rosa Coaching, which is more of a traditional split, which is a 60-40 split. So what makes us different is that we just don't take anyone off the street. If you're a brand new agent or an agent that closed less than 4 transactions over a 12-month period of time, they're required to go through our coaching program for at least 4 transactions. And that's going to be a good help for us, obviously, to reduce liability, but as well as to create another revenue source for us. So as I mentioned before, why we've been able to stand out and why we've been a disruptor in the marketplace, because we're going to offer all the value, technology, education, support, training, all the systems that are going to allow agents to thrive, but at 100% commission. So you can see here in this comparison, over the last couple of years, when we've seen the national average where every office has seen a decrease in their agent count, we've actually maintained our agent count and have actually grown in multiple markets. Why? Because of the fact that agents are keeping all their commission. Now, this next slide is probably one of the most important slides when you look at La Rosa now here moving forward. So just like many years ago, we didn't invent the idea of 100% commission, right? We were just a disruptor in the 100% commission model. Now, when it comes to revenue share, we're not sure what's going on there. We wanted to get your attention because, again, this is probably one of the most important slides right here. All right? And here's why. So, over the years, we've always wanted to find a way to be ahead of the curve. We always wanted to be someone that's become a leader in the industry. So when I look at the revenue share model in real estate today, you have such companies like EXP and the Real Brokerage that have had phenomenal success. But if you take a deep look into these revenue share models, these models are actually built and designed for the brokerage. It's almost impossible for an agent to truly really benefit from the entire program. They can't unlock all 7 levels. It's extremely difficult. Less than 5% of agents are able to even do this. So we wanted to create a very simple 4-level system that allows you to basically unlock from level 1 to level 2 to level 3, level 4 instantaneously. So basically mean if I recruit one agent, that very first agent I recruit, they go into a transaction. 30, 45 days later when they close, I automatically receive revenue share. All the other companies that are out there today, sometimes you'll have to wait 6, 12 months or even longer to be able to see a single dollar from your downline. So at La Rosa, we wanted to simplify it because we've also studied and looked at the other models and realized that most agents are typically not going to even know how it works. If I were to survey 9 out of 10 agents, 9 out of 10 are going to probably have no idea how to explain how the actual model works. Ours is simple, 4 levels. First level is 55%. Second level is 20%, third level is 15%, fourth level is 10%. It's a 90-10 split with a $10,000 cap. So when they're actually able to contribute $10,000 back into the brokerage, they're capped and they go back to 100% for the remainder of the year. At their anniversary, it actually resets. So again, we feel like we're not inventing the idea of revenue share. We just found a way to basically disrupt the model. and to be able to create an opportunity for agents, especially in today's market. If any of you have been following any of the stats or any of the news out there, I should say, in regards to the NAR settlement, there is this expectation that we're going to see some downward pressure on the buy-side commission. So what we're doing here at La Rosa is we're trying to create multiple ways for agents to generate revenue. So besides the 100%, besides obviously this ultimate plan that we've developed now and are putting into the market, we have also obviously other ways for agents to be able to make money too as well. So I've already mentioned through coaching, property management, commercial real estate, and others. So we feel this is going to be a game changer, so much in the fact that we have just signed up an LOI now of a team close to 1,200 agents that's looking to make the move now here starting in the month of May throughout the summer here at La Rosa. It's going to dramatically increase our numbers, and we can expect that this is going to allow us to be able to expand our footprint even greater. The impact that this can have to our bottom line is very simple. For every agent that's in the ultimate plan that caps, we're looking at an additional $5,000 per agent that the company will receive as additional revenue. So it could be a big game changer for us on the recruiting side and as well as the financial side. So from a technology standpoint, we've built out our own systems at La Rosa. We have our own proprietary system called My Agent Account that I'll get into here in a moment. But it's our main hub where all of our education is stored. All of our classes are going to be taught there live, or they can go back on demand. They can communicate with any one of our ancillary services through My Agent Account. They will actually have their own individual website for recruiting, which can also then play a big role in the ultimate plan if they decide to go down that path. And then, of course, all of our outside resources are going to be tied into the My Agent Account system. We've also have now created a great partnership with a company called Final Offer. So again, going back to the NAR settlement, why did it all come down? I'm not going to bore you with the details of it, but obviously one of the biggest reasons was the lack of transparency. So we wanted to pioneer and bring this new technology into all the markets now that we are currently operating in. That's allowing now for the real estate transaction to be fully transparent. So me as a listing agent now, am I going to have every buyer that submits an offer on my property totally transparent? So now multiple buyers will see exactly what each other buyer is actually submitting as an offer on the property, which is going to create obviously a higher price at the end of the day for the actual sales price. So we're very excited now that we have this partnership that we launched back in early this part of this year. We've also then developed as part of our technology a true AI component called Jamie. So AI is another sexy name nowadays everybody wants to try to use. They want to say that they have a chat box that now is some kind of form of an AI. We built out a system called Jamie that is actually partnered with OpenAI. So basically, me as an agent, I get a call today. Someone wants me to go by their house, maybe today at 5 o'clock, to talk to them about listing their property. It's very simple. I can literally take out my phone, go into my agent account, speak to Jamie, and tell Jamie, hey, I need a market analysis for 123 Main Street. Help me get a sales comparable and a listing presentation. Jamie will actually compile all the data for you and actually prepare it and send it directly to you. So again, it's allowing our agents to be able to work smarter and not harder. Of course, you're only as good as who you surround yourself with. So as you can see here, we have an amazing core team at La Rosa, led by our CFO, Kent Meshroth, who has over 20 years of publicly traded experience. Some of the key investment highlights of La Rosa is that as we closed out in 23, we had 2,470 agents. Again, today we're north of that, closer to 2,600 agents, 37 offices. We have a very unique business model because as of right now today, we are the only publicly traded real estate company that's offering the best of both worlds. We're offering agents the opportunity for 100% commission or the opportunity for revenue share. So we're very excited about what we're able to offer today as being one of the biggest reasons why we are differentiating ourselves from everyone else that's out there today. The future opportunity is obviously, as I mentioned before, we've been very aggressive on our M&As. We have now closed on 10 different franchisees, looking to close on at least another half a dozen by now and end of the year. And in addition to that, also acquiring other ancillary services that are going to impact our top line and as well as our bottom line. And then from a financial standpoint, we've always had a history of profitability up until the IPO, of course, and then taking on new IPO expenses the first year. We have been running into the red, but the expectation is at this point next year, as we begin to finish now the, I would say, acquisitions of all of the companies now we have locked up in LOIs today, eventually then those financials will be trickling down not only to the top line, but down to the bottom line, helping us get back to a place of profitability. Our ticker symbol, as you saw in the first earlier slides, is LRHC. Again, we're trading on NASDAQ. Share price was 171 at the date of 425. And maybe that's my sign that we're getting close to the end. We have about 14 million shares out, and standard ownership is 54%. And as of 4/25, our market cap was $24 million. So at this point, I'll open it up to any questions.
I guess you obviously have a pretty aggressive role of acquisition strategy in place. Can you comment in terms of how that, anytime time release in terms of your top line, this year and next year?
So again, just to reiterate, when we closed the IPO, we had about $26 million in top line revenue. With all the acquisitions that we've done so far, the expectation is that where we are now from a pro forma going forward basis, we're at close to over $60 million. We project that by the end of this year, as we exit 24, we'll be north of $100 million. In addition to that, all the other ancillary services that we're looking to acquire, we have the real estate fund. We actually have a small real estate business that has actually commercial real estate attached to it. All of these companies combined did probably about close to $3 million in positive net income last year. So we expect, obviously, that's going to have a dramatic impact into our financials, which is going to play, obviously, a big role in us being able to get back to profitability this time next year. So, thank you. Any other questions? All right. I appreciate everyone's time here today, and I'll be sticking around if you have any questions for me afterwards. Thank you.